Level 78. Space Station. Survival difficulty class 2. Unsafe, secured, low, entity count. Level 78 is the 79th level of the Backrooms. This level is a massive space station located in what could be described as outer space. Description. This level is a space station, similarly designed to the International Space Station, but extended for an unknown amount of distance in the four cardinal directions. There is no detectable gravity in this level. Nearly everything in this level is coated in a multiple of devices, buttons, levers, and screens, but none of them seem to have any sort of power. In addition, several rules have been covered in what seem to be Level 0 wallpaper, loosely fitting on the many gizmos. Unlike most Backrooms levels, Level 78 seems to have a variety of differentiated rooms and corridors with many indefinable purposes. Although all the rooms in this state of disrepair, each one of these is separated from the other from regular corridors by airlocks, with most of them open. Hydroponic gardens line the corridors, but the plants living there are either dried up or are widely overgrown out of the gardens in search for nutrients. These plants do not seem to require sunlight to function, instead mineralizing the metal and the cloth of the level's walls. Space lavatories are often found in around dead ends, within the weightless holes, and one of the greatest stages of disrepair. These rooms usually have floating droplets of sewage water suspended in midair, and for some reason, dehydrations. The toilets in the particular seem to be prone to hiding clumps. It's advised to stay away. What has been identified as bedrooms are mostly skeleton form founded differentiated rooms on level 78. These are similar to corridors but do not have any sort of device on the wall. Instead, they are lined with open and severely damaged sleeping bags, with the most intact ones being stuffed with shards of plastic, glass, and cloth and what appears to be hair. Occasionally, travelers may encounter what some call a pod bay. These are semicircular rooms with an airlock leading to the outside of the station, labeled with a green exit sign. The room itself is made of a padded yellow wall with similarly coloured harnesses, with a small chance on either spacesuit resting on them. All founded suits have been some sort of critical damage that renders them unusable, with the most common, but not exclusive to all, being smashed helmet. The airlock has a porthole exposed to the vacuum, and the airlock itself seems to be one of the few devices on the level that has any sort of power to function. Vacuum. At what could be described as the ceiling or the floor of the no G level, travelers may encounter potholes. These are able to revisit visual damage done to them, including smashing or covering them with paint. On the other side, there are stars of vacuum. There is no Earth, there is no moon, there is no sun. It is even impossible to see the rest of the station from these viewpoints. On every bullseye window, travelers can only see a vast amount of stars in different sizes, color, and luminosity. Each star is filled with different of individual portholes, and even there it has been reported that the stars themselves may shift in position, appear to snuff out. Those that stare at them for too long have reported to hear singing, as well as an observing blinking patterns, and a compulsion to go to greet them. These people are also found floating in the open pod bays. The vacuums that beckons them have drained their lungs of air, or having become wretches, with a territorial obsession with the particular bull eyes. Bases, outposts, and communities. There are no known bases, outposts, or communities on this level. Entities. Although rare, entities in this level include clumps living in the laboratories, dollars stationed on crossroads, the previous mentioned wretches, and the surprising high amount of coal mine. It also has been noted that any entity capable of flight, such as death moths, seem to struggle and become disorientated with the no-gi environment of level 78. Entrances and exits. Entrances. It appears that most people can enter this level through an airlock door like within level 56. In addition, some have reported to enter through the similar entry in level 5 of the boiler rooms. Exits. There's a very low chance of an airlock porthole displaying a street in level 11 instead of stars. Simply entering said airlock would display your travel in said level, apparently having one to come out of a random door.